The Watergate scandal was a major political scandal in the United States that occurred from 1972 to 1974, during the Nixon presidency, and it resulted in the resignation of President Richard Nixon. The term Watergate refers to the Watergate Hotel in Washington, D.C., where 5 men connected to Nixon's re-election campaign, known as the Committee to Re-elect the President, or CRP humorously dubbed CREEP, were caught breaking into the Democratic National Committee's offices on June 17, 1972. The scandal involved more than just the break-in. It also included a cover-up of the break-in and other illegal activities, such as destruction of evidence and payment of hush money to the burglars. The key issues were whether and to what extent President Nixon knew about the cover-up, and whether he took steps to obstruct justice. The Washington Post played a significant role in the public discovery and understanding of the Watergate scandal. 2 young reporters, Bob Woodward and Carl Bernstein, did much of the original news reporting on the scandal. They were fed information by an anonymous source known as Deep Throat, later revealed to be Mark Felt, the associate director of the FBI at the time. The reporting by Woodward and Bernstein helped to uncover the extent of the scandal and the involvement of the Nixon administration. The Post's coverage of the Watergate scandal not only increased public awareness of the corruption within the Nixon administration but also highlighted the importance of the freedom of the press and investigative journalism in a democratic society. The reporting on Watergate by the Washington Post is considered one of the high points in American investigative journalism. By using a variety of sources and relentlessly pursuing the story, the reporters were able to piece together the puzzle that led to Nixon's resignation on August 8, 1974, and the subsequent conviction of many of his aides. This event still has significant implications today, as it serves as an example of the power of the press in holding government officials accountable for their actions. Timeline of the major events during the Watergate scandal. 1972. June 17, 5 men are arrested breaking into the Democratic National Committee's offices at the Watergate complex in Washington, D.C. They were there to bug the offices and obtain documents. June 19, the Washington Post reports that one of the burglars is a salaried security coordinator for Nixon's re-election committee. August 1, a $25,000 cashier's check earmarked for the Nixon re-election campaign is found in the bank account of one of the Watergate burglars. September 15, the 5 Watergate burglars, plus G. Gordon Liddy and E. Howard Hunt, are indicted by a federal grand jury. November 7, Nixon is re-elected in one of the largest landslides in American political history. 1973. January 30, former Nixon aides G. Gordon Liddy and James W. McCord Jr. are convicted of conspiracy, burglary, and wiretapping in the Watergate incident. April 30, top White House staffers H.R. Haldeman and John Ehrlichman, and Attorney General Richard Kleindienst resign over the scandal. White House counsel John Dean is fired. May 17, the Senate Watergate Committee begins its nationally televised hearings. July 16, during the Senate hearings, former White House assistant Alexander Butterfield reveals that all conversations and telephone calls in the Oval Office have been taped since 1971. October 20, in the Saturday Night Massacre, Nixon fires Archibald Cox, the special prosecutor appointed to investigate Watergate, leading to the resignations of Attorney General Elliot Richardson and Deputy Attorney General William Ruckelshaus. 1974. July 24, the Supreme Court rules unanimously that Nixon must turn over the tape recordings of 64 White House conversations, rejecting Nixon's claims of executive privilege. August 5, Nixon complies with the order and releases the tapes, which become known as the smoking gun tape. It shows that he ordered a cover-up of the Watergate break-in 6 days after it happened. August 8, Nixon becomes the first U.S. president to resign. Vice President Gerald Ford assumes the country's leadership. September 8, Ford pardons Nixon for any crimes he may have committed while in office, explaining that he wants to end the national divisions created by the Watergate scandal.